Hermes Trismegistus, the ancient sage whose wisdom has transcended time, did not simply speak in cryptic riddles for the sake of mystery. His teachings were purposeful, and he left behind a profound roadmap of spiritual awakening and cosmic understanding. This roadmap, while shrouded in layers of esoteric meaning, offered a glimpse into a future where the heavens themselves would serve as a warning to humanity. It was not merely symbolic. It was a call to action, a message for those who had the eyes to see beyond the veil of everyday existence. According to Hermes, these celestial signs would be unmistakable, but only to those who were spiritually attuned and aware of the deeper rhythms of the universe. Could we be living in such a time? As the ages have passed, these ancient teachings have not been lost, but rather woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. Today, we find ourselves at a moment where the alignment of celestial events feels both uncanny and significant. Astrological phenomena are occurring with a frequency and intensity that cannot easily be dismissed as coincidence. The heavens are speaking, just as Hermes prophesied. But are we listening? The question arises, could the current cosmic events be a manifestation of the very warning Hermes once foresaw? One of the most striking events we've witnessed in recent times are the 4 consecutive supermoons. This rare occurrence is something many of us may have marveled at, but few may have considered its deeper significance. A supermoon happens when the moon comes unusually close to Earth in its orbit, appearing larger and brighter than usual. This increased proximity amplifies the gravitational pull of the moon, creating a heightened effect on Earth's tides and atmospheric energies. But more than just a visual spectacle, the energy that these supermoons unleash can stir up emotions, intensify spiritual awareness, and catalyze significant shifts in both personal and collective consciousness. In the year we've just passed, we experienced 4 supermoons in succession, an extraordinarily rare event that begs the question, why now? Could this celestial phenomenon be a sign of the times? For Hermes, the alignment of such powerful lunar events would not be random or coincidental. The number 4 itself holds great significance in both the esoteric and mystical traditions, symbolizing stability, balance, and the union of the material and spiritual realms. The 4 consecutive supermoons are not simply a visual treat, but may in fact be a cosmic marker pointing toward a shift of enormous consequence. This extended sequence of lunar power could be a concentrated burst of energy, signaling an impending transformation that requires our awareness. As we look to the heavens and ponder the meaning of these celestial events, we must also remember that Hermes believed the universe spoke to us through a language of the stars. For him, the stars were not merely distant points of light in the sky. They were living, breathing symbols of divine intelligence and cosmic purpose. Each movement of the planets, each change in the alignment of the stars, was part of an intricate, purposeful communication from the cosmos to humanity. It is through this language that the universe seeks to awaken us to deeper truths about ourselves, our place in the world, and the larger forces at play in our lives. In our modern world, many have become disconnected from the rhythms of nature and the celestial clock that guides it. The busy pace of life, the distractions of technology, and the noise of the material world often drown out the subtle whispers of the cosmos. But the supermoons, with their intense gravitational pull and radiant beauty, are a reminder, a call to return to the deeper mysteries. The alignment of these moons, each one building on the energy of the last, could be seen as the universe's way of shaking us awake, urging us to pay attention to the signs that are all around us. This is not a time for passivity or indifference. It is a moment to engage with the unfolding of cosmic forces, to tap into the greater flow of energy that is shaping our world. The supermoons are not isolated events. They are part of a larger cosmic tapestry, and their meaning is interwoven with the cycles of the planets, the movements of the stars, and the profound shifts happening within the collective consciousness of humanity. These supermoons, coming together in a rare and powerful sequence, may be heralding the onset of a new era, one that demands our attention, our reflection, and our readiness for change. But what kind of change might this be? Hermes spoke of a time when humanity would be forced to confront itself, a time when the cosmic energies would align to bring about a profound shift in the collective consciousness. This shift would not be one of mere external events or material upheaval, but rather an awakening on a deeper, more spiritual level. The stars are not simply guiding us toward physical changes in the world. They are urging us toward an internal revolution, a transformation of consciousness, a reawakening of the divine spark within each of us. In the context of the modern world, we may see this shift manifest in a variety of ways. It could be reflected in a rise of spiritual awareness, a desire for deeper meaning, or a return to the ancient wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. As the supermoons stir the energies of the earth and the heavens, they may be catalyzing an awakening of the collective soul, pushing us to remember our interconnectedness with the cosmos and each other. This is a time to look inward and reflect on the alignment of the stars in your own life. How do you feel in the wake of these celestial events? Are you experiencing an inner stir, a desire to break free from old patterns, or a pull towards something greater? Hermes, in his wisdom, reminds us that the cosmos is alive, and it speaks to us in ways both subtle and direct. By attuning ourselves to this language of the stars, we can find the guidance we need to navigate the coming changes. As we stand on the precipice of this new era, we must ask ourselves if we are ready to answer the call. The signs are here. The energies are aligning. The question is no longer whether the shift will come, but whether we will recognize it and respond to it with the awareness and wisdom that Hermes so often spoke of. This is a time to listen closely to the language of the stars, for it is through these signs that we will find our way forward, into the mystery, into the transformation, and into the awakening of a new consciousness that has been waiting for us all along. Imagine for a moment that the recent shifts in the skies, the unusual planetary alignments, the waxing and waning phases of the moon, the eclipses that seem to arrive without warning, are not mere chance, random occurrences in a universe governed by cold physics. What if these celestial events are deliberate, carefully orchestrated messages from the cosmos itself? Patterns of energy, encoded in the movements of the planets and stars, reaching out to us, seeking to reveal something profound, something transformative about our own lives and the world we inhabit. Hermes, the ancient god of communication, knowledge, and transcendence, offers us a lens through which to view the universe. He teaches that the cosmos is not merely a collection of stars, planets, and distant galaxies scattered through empty space. The universe, in its grand mystery, is alive, a vast, interconnected intelligence, pulsing with energy and constantly sending out signals. These signals, which may appear as random events or mere coincidences to the untrained eye, are actually the language of the divine. They call to us to look deeper, to recognize that we are not isolated beings floating in the void. We are intricately woven into the fabric of something much grander, something profoundly alive and conscious. This perspective invites us to question how we interact with the cosmos, how we perceive the ebb and flow of time, how we respond to the energies that move around us. What if the sky is not just a backdrop to our lives, but an active participant, constantly influencing us? What if the planetary movements, and especially the eclipses, are not interruptions to our daily existence, but invitations to shift, evolve, and grow? Consider, then, the eclipse. There is something hauntingly powerful about this phenomenon. Unlike the steady, reliable glow of a full moon, or the predictable path of the planets across the sky, an eclipse creates an instant shadow, an unexpected veil that interrupts the flow of light. For a brief moment, the world is cast into darkness, a stillness that feels almost supernatural. The light is temporarily hidden, and the familiar becomes foreign. Time itself seems to pause in that darkness, as if the universe is holding its breath, waiting for something to unfold. To the ancients, and especially to the followers of Hermes, eclipses were far more than just astronomical events. They were viewed as potent omens, as celestial markers that signaled impending change, transformation, and revelation. An eclipse was seen as a moment when the natural order was briefly suspended, when the boundaries between the known and unknown, the seen and unseen, became porous. It was a time of reckoning, a time when the universe seemed to reveal hidden truths, often unsettling or unexpected truths that had been lurking in the shadows. In many ancient cultures, the eclipse was a symbol of the breaking of old patterns, a cosmic reset. The darkness that enveloped the world in that moment was not to be feared, but to be embraced as part of a larger, mysterious process of evolution. To the followers of Hermes, the eclipse was not just a time of obscured light, but an invitation to look inward, not to explore the hidden recesses of our consciousness, and to confront the shadows within ourselves. It was a time to examine what had been buried or ignored, to shed light on the parts of our psyche or our lives that we had previously avoided. An eclipse, in this sense, could be understood as a cosmic reckoning, a moment when the very fabric of reality is nudged, and the things we usually keep hidden from view, both within ourselves and in the world around us, are briefly revealed. The eclipse doesn't simply obscure the light. It also draws attention to the shadows, those aspects of existence that we tend to suppress, overlook, or dismiss. These shadows are not inherently negative. Rather, they are integral parts of our wholeness. They are the untold stories, the forgotten dreams, the hidden potentials waiting to be acknowledged. When we experience an eclipse, it's as though the universe is offering us a mirror. In the fleeting darkness, we have an opportunity to see beyond the surface, to glimpse the hidden forces that shape our lives. These moments, though fleeting, hold the potential for deep transformation. What is hidden in the shadows may be uncomfortable, but it is also the key to our growth. Just as the moon obscures the light of the sun, our own inner darkness can conceal the light of our true potential. The eclipse invites us to step into that darkness, to confront the parts of ourselves that we have neglected or denied, and to allow them to emerge into the light. Hermes's teachings remind us that the universe is not merely a backdrop to our lives, but a living, breathing entity that speaks to us in symbols, omens, and patterns. The eclipse is one such symbol, a powerful moment in the cosmic cycle that calls us to pay attention, to listen, and to embrace the hidden aspects of our being. It is not a time to resist or fear the darkness, but to enter it with curiosity and reverence, knowing that in the depths of shadow there lies the potential for profound insight and transformation. Perhaps, in these moments of celestial change, the universe is asking us to do more than simply observe. It is asking us to participate, to align ourselves with the forces of change, to shed our old identities, and to embrace the possibility of renewal. In the brief darkness of an eclipse, we are reminded that all things are cyclical, that nothing is ever truly lost, and that every shadow is a prelude to light. This is the true nature of an eclipse. It is a catalyst, a mirror, a cosmic invitation to face the parts of ourselves we often shy away from, the aspects of our lives that remain hidden in the shadows of our consciousness. Imagine for a moment the ancient figure of Hermes standing under the celestial veil, watching in awe as the moon's shadow creeps across the face of the sun. In that fleeting moment, as light wanes and shadows deepen, Hermes would feel the air thick with meaning, an undeniable charge that seems to whisper the secrets of the universe. Eclipses are not just astronomical events. They are powerful symbols of transformation and revelation. When an eclipse occurs, it invites us to pause and reflect, to examine what lies beneath the surface of our daily lives. The darkness that comes with it is not a void, but a space where we can confront the unspoken truths we've tucked away, sometimes for years, perhaps even lifetimes. The universe is holding up a mirror, urging us to look beyond the comfortable narratives we've created about ourselves. It asks us to question the stories we've been telling, to scrutinize whether we are living in alignment with the truth of who we are, or if we've been complicit in shaping an illusion that protects us from the discomfort of self-discovery. Eclipses, in their mysterious dance between light and shadow, are not just fleeting cosmic events. They are powerful, momentary windows into a deeper reality. These moments of transition can feel jarring or unsettling because they stir up what has been buried deep within us. It's as though the universe is tapping us on the shoulder, urging us to look inward and ask, what have we neglected? What parts of ourselves have we hidden in the dark, afraid to acknowledge, let alone confront? And more importantly, are we truly prepared to face the answers? When we stand beneath the sky during an eclipse, particularly one that coincides with a supermoon, we tap into an energy that is both ancient and primal. There is a force at work, an invisible pull that seems to ask us to let go. It's as if the universe itself is imploring us to release the layers we have so carefully constructed over time, the armor we have built to protect ourselves from the raw, untamed parts of our soul. This urge to release and let go is not a new idea. It's something that Hermes, the ancient god of transformation and boundaries, spoke of long ago in what he called the Great Purge. It is the universe's way of gently, and sometimes forcefully, reminding us that in order to step into a higher version of ourselves, we must first release the attachments, the fears, and the beliefs that weigh us down. Every eclipse is an opportunity to shed the illusions we've carried with us for far too long. These illusions can take many forms. Perhaps they are beliefs about who we think we should be, or fears about what we might lose if we let go of the familiar. Sometimes, these illusions take the shape of outdated identities that no longer serve us, yet we continue to cling to them out of habit or a misguided sense of safety. We hold on to ideas about ourselves and our lives, and in doing so, we block ourselves from fully stepping into the potential that lies beyond these self-imposed limitations. But during an eclipse, we are asked to question all of this. We are called to ask, what would it look like if I stopped pretending to be something I'm not? What would happen if I allowed myself to release the stories, the identities, and the fears that keep me from stepping into my highest potential? This is not an easy process. In fact, it is one that can feel deeply unsettling, even painful, as we are forced to confront the parts of ourselves we have long avoided. However, this is not a punishment. It is a purification. It is the soul's way of shedding what it no longer needs in order to make room for something greater. In these sacred moments of eclipse, we are reminded that we are not merely releasing physical possessions or external circumstances. We are releasing the mental and emotional attachments that have kept us tethered to a version of reality that is limited and often fragmented. When we let go of these attachments, we are not losing anything. We are gaining clarity, alignment, and a sense of wholeness that transcends the superficial concerns of our day-to-day lives. The process of releasing, of shedding old layers, is a return to truth. It is a return to what is real and essential about our existence. The eclipse, like a cosmic reset button, gives us the opportunity to realign with our purpose, to reconnect with our inner wisdom, and to rediscover the path that leads us toward our highest potential. The darkness that falls during the eclipse does not signify loss or despair. It is simply a space of recalibration, a time when we are invited to reflect, reevaluate, and reconnect with the deeper currents of life that flow beneath the surface of our everyday experience. In these moments of shadow, we are given the gift of clarity, a clarity that might be obscured during the bright, bustling light of our regular lives. The eclipse reveals not just what is hidden in the night sky, but also what is hidden within us. It unveils our truths, both the ones we are ready to embrace and the ones we have long been avoiding. And while this process may feel daunting or even overwhelming, it is the universe's way of preparing us for something greater. It is a necessary step on the journey toward growth, healing, and transformation. The invitation of the eclipse is clear. Are you ready to let go of the old and make space for the new? Are you willing to confront the hidden aspects of yourself and your life, and to release the illusions that no longer serve you? This is not about punishment, but about alignment with your truest self. It is about embracing the discomfort of transformation and trusting that, on the other side, you will emerge more whole, more authentic, and more aligned with the highest version of your being. In the end, an eclipse is not merely an event in the sky. It is a cosmic mirror, an invitation to reconnect with the deeper truth of who we are. It is a call to let go of everything that obscures our path and to step into the light of our fullest potential. The darkness of the eclipse is not to be feared. It is to be embraced as a powerful opportunity for growth, healing, and the emergence of our truest selves. What if, instead of resisting the inevitable challenges we face, we embrace them with open hearts and minds? What if we saw every difficulty as a sign that we are on the verge of something transformative, something that could bring us closer to unity, purpose, and a deeper understanding of who we are? This perspective invites us to step away from our fears, doubts, and frustrations and shift into a space of trust and acceptance, recognizing that life's obstacles are not obstacles at all, but invitations to evolve. We live in a time when the external world often seems fragmented, chaotic, and filled with division. Yet what if we could perceive these struggles not as barriers, but as part of a larger process of personal and collective growth? The challenges we face today, whether on an individual, societal, or global level, could be seen as milestones along a journey that is leading us somewhere far greater than we may have imagined. It is as though the universe is calling us to release old, outdated patterns, the divisive beliefs that separate us from one another, and the illusions that keep us from connecting to our highest potential. In shedding what no longer serves us, we are making space for something more harmonious, more aligned with our true selves. As we step into this new era of possibility, the question we are asked to reflect upon is not just what is happening to us, but how we choose to respond. Are we willing to let go of outdated ideas, behaviors, and attachments that no longer contribute to our well-being? What are we willing to release in order to make space for new beginnings, growth, and transformation? It is in this act of letting go that we discover the true power of trust. When we trust that the universe has a plan for us, one that is far beyond our limited understanding, we begin to see the value in every experience, every moment, and every challenge. When we hold on to the past too tightly, we prevent the future from unfolding as it is meant to. But when we allow ourselves to release what no longer serves us, we open ourselves up to the abundance that is waiting just beyond the horizon. The truth is, what we let go of today is often exactly what is needed for us to step into our fullest potential tomorrow. In the words of the ancient mystic, what you release is what makes room for what you seek. Yet there is something even deeper at play in this process of release and renewal. It's not just about personal transformation, it's about collective evolution. The challenges we face, the growing pains of humanity, are not isolated to the individual. They are a part of a larger story, one that is unfolding on a global scale. In fact, we are witnessing an unprecedented time in human history, where the energies of the planet are aligning in ways that invite us all to reconsider who we are and what we are capable of. As we begin to understand this, we might realize that we are not merely passive participants in life, but active co-creators in a cosmic dance. Look at the events in the heavens this year: the eclipses, the supermoons, the shifts in planetary alignments. These celestial events are not random. They are part of a greater, sacred rhythm that governs the cycles of life and consciousness. Each of these events represents a powerful, energetic opportunity, a moment when the forces of the universe align in such a way that we are offered a chance to grow, to change, and to awaken to deeper truths. It's almost as if the stars themselves are guiding us, nudging us toward our highest potential. In the ancient wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus, the great philosopher and teacher, we find that such cosmic alignments are not just times of celestial significance, but profound moments of transformation. Hermes taught that when planets align, they amplify energies, creating moments of heightened potential. These energies offer us the opportunity to rise to higher levels of consciousness, to make decisions that have lasting impacts, not just on our own lives, but on the world at large. When these cosmic events unfold, they are not just signs of change. They are invitations to evolve. Each alignment, each planetary shift, each celestial event has the potential to guide us toward deeper wisdom, greater compassion, and a more unified vision of what it means to be human. The choices we make during these times are imbued with special power. They have the potential to send ripples through time, influencing the course of our lives and the world around us in ways we may not yet fully understand. What if we allowed ourselves to see these moments not just as opportunities for personal growth, but as collective invitations to rise together? What if the celestial rhythms are not just signaling a time for personal reflection, but a call to humanity to heal the divisions that separate us from one another? The universe, in all its vastness, may be quietly preparing us for something greater, something that transcends our current understanding of life, love, and purpose. We are standing at the threshold of a new era, one that asks us to shed the old and embrace the unknown. As we look to the stars, we might realize that we are not alone in this journey. The universe, with its infinite wisdom, is constantly offering us guidance through the cycles of the moon, the movements of the planets, and the unfolding of cosmic events. We are being invited to align ourselves with a higher order, a divine plan that transcends our individual lives and connects us to the larger fabric of existence. In these moments of alignment, when we are willing to release what no longer serves us, we create space for new possibilities to emerge. And in doing so, we step into a future that is more harmonious, more unified, and more attuned to the deeper truths of who we are. The question then is not whether we are ready for this change, but rather how we will choose to respond. Will we embrace the process of transformation or resist it out of fear? Will we trust that what we release today will make way for something greater tomorrow? The choice is ours, and in each choice we make, we are shaping the world not just for ourselves, but for future generations to come. The cosmic story is unfolding, and we are all part of it. Imagine a time when all the forces of the universe, planets, stars, and energies, both seen and unseen, align in perfect harmony, amplifying each other's influence in a way that we have never felt before. Could such an alignment be on the horizon? And if so, what does it mean for us as individuals and for humanity as a whole? These cosmic alignments are not mere coincidences or random occurrences. They are powerful intersections, momentous crossroads where the flow of time seems to pause, offering us a chance to step into something larger, something profound. In these moments, the future begins to take shape, and the past sheds its weight. Perhaps this is why we feel the urgency of change so deeply in the air today. We sense that something is shifting, something big, an invitation perhaps, to evolve and become something more. The current climate of release and transformation, the deep need to purge, to let go, is not just personal, but collective. We are being prepared by the very forces of the universe for a future that demands we be aligned with our true selves. This alignment with our inner essence will be the key to navigating what comes next. We are being asked to look within and become clear about who we are, what we value, and what we stand for. This internal clarity is not a luxury, it's a necessity. In such a time of flux, only those who are firmly grounded in their truth will be able to ride the waves of change with grace. Our awareness of ourselves, our place in the world, and our connection to the universe around us becomes our most vital compass, guiding us through the turbulence ahead. It's as though we're being gently but firmly pushed toward a new consciousness, a deeper understanding of our role in the grand tapestry of existence. If Hermes, the great messenger of the gods, were walking among us today, perhaps he would urge us to heed the call to awareness. These moments are gifts, he might say. They are invitations to rise above the ordinary, to see with new eyes, to feel the deeper currents of life, and to realize your part in the unfolding story of the cosmos. It's as though the universe itself is gently prodding us to become more present, more attuned to the subtle shifts of energy that are taking place all around us and within us. As we approach this potential alignment, we find ourselves at a crossroads of choice. The question that rises before us is simple, yet profound. What will you choose? Will you hold on to the past, clinging to what's familiar and comfortable, even as the world around you changes? Or will you embrace the winds of transformation, trust the process, and allow yourself to be carried into new realms of possibility? Will you trust that this greater cosmic rhythm is not something to fear, but something to flow with, something that will lead you toward a higher version of yourself? Because in the end, the alignment we speak of is not just about the celestial bodies or the forces outside of us. It is about the alignment within us. It's about the profound connection between our inner truth, the essence of who we are, and the greater cosmic order. The alignment is a place where we come into harmony with the universal flow, where we begin to resonate with a higher frequency of awareness, purpose, and love. In this space, we shed the illusions of separation and become one with the larger pattern that governs all things. We step into a new level of awareness, embracing the unknown with courage and an open heart. Right now, we are living through a time of great turbulence, both internally and externally. The world may seem to be in disarray, with forces of chaos and uncertainty surrounding us. But ancient wisdom, such as that of Hermes, teaches us that chaos is not something to fear. Chaos is the fertile ground where transformation takes root. It is the forge where the old is burned away, and the new is created. Just as a phoenix rises from the ashes, so too can we rise from the flames of turmoil, emerging into a more authentic and powerful version of ourselves. In this chaos, we have the opportunity to shed the outdated patterns, beliefs, and structures that no longer serve us, making room for the new to take shape. The turbulence we experience today is not a sign of destruction. It is a sign that a new world is being born. The choice, ultimately, is ours. The question is not whether the alignment will happen. It is happening right now. The question is whether we will be ready to meet it, whether we will choose to align ourselves with the greater forces of transformation, or resist them. Will we trust the cosmic rhythm, surrender to the unknown, and allow ourselves to be guided by the wisdom of the universe? Or will we hold on to the past, afraid of what might come next? In these moments, our greatest gift is the awareness of our own power, the power to choose how we respond to the forces at play in our lives. We are not passive observers in this cosmic drama. We are active participants. By choosing to be in alignment with our deepest truth, we not only step into our personal power, but also contribute to the greater shift happening across the world. Each of us is a thread in the larger web of life, and as we align with our own truth, we help to weave a new reality for all of humanity. So in this moment, as the universe shifts and realigns, ask yourself, what does it mean to be in alignment with your truest self? What does it mean to flow with the rhythm of the universe? What will you choose as the world around you transforms? The time for change is upon us, and whether we realize it or not, we are all part of this cosmic unfolding. How we respond to the energies at play will shape the world we move into. The alignment, after all, is not just a cosmic event. It is a deeply personal one. When we align with our truest nature, we become conduits for the greater transformation that is waiting to unfold. And in that alignment, we find the strength, wisdom, and clarity to move forward into a future that is not just possible, but deeply meaningful and profoundly connected to the larger cosmos. Think about it. Every major shift in nature, in history, and even in our personal lives begins with disruption. It's a force that upends the familiar, dismantles what we once thought was stable, and ushers in change, often in ways that are messy, confusing, and deeply unsettling. Right now, with so much intensity in the heavens, we're feeling that same intensity within. Emotions may feel raw, nerves may be frayed, and for some, Even the body feels unsettled. There may be moments where everything feels off-center, where the past seems too distant to touch, and the future feels uncertain or out of reach. But this isn't a coincidence. In times like these, it's important to remember that transformation rarely arrives in a tidy package. Hermes, the ancient god of communication, wisdom, and change, saw the chaos of life not as something to fear, but as a necessary force, a fire that refines us, clears away the things that are holding us back. This is a concept that has echoed through the ages, that chaos, both inner and outer, isn't an accident. It's the ground upon which growth is seeded. We're not being thrust into turmoil for no reason. It's not some arbitrary test of our endurance. What we're experiencing is a call to shed the layers of limitation we've accumulated over time, to move beyond what we thought was possible, to let go of who we thought we were. If you're feeling this unease, this sense of being shaken from within, know that it's not a sign of failure or loss. It's the first step of transformation. It's the moment before the breakthrough. Every time we feel like we're being shattered or broken, we are actually being remade. We are all sensing this stirring because we are on the brink of something new, something that could change the very trajectory of our lives. The question then becomes this: are we willing to face the turbulence and embrace the growth that's waiting for us on the other side? Awakening is the goal. It's not about avoiding discomfort or running from what feels chaotic or unsettling. Awakening, as Hermes understood, is about surrendering to the current of change, allowing it to wash over us, not in fear, but in openness and trust. Hermes's teachings didn't focus on fear or superstition. They pointed to something far greater, the potential for transformation, for a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. These teachings were an invitation to embrace the unknown, not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth. This kind of transformation is not instantaneous, nor is it always easy. It requires patience and a willingness to stay present, even when the path ahead is unclear. The pursuit of awakened awareness is a journey, one that calls us to look deeper at the cosmic phenomena unfolding around us. We often look at things like eclipses, supermoons, and the movements of the stars as mere events, spectacles to admire, or something to interpret from a distant intellectual perspective. But what if these celestial events are more than that? What if they are signals, whispers from the universe, calling us to reconnect with something deeper inside ourselves? These are not just displays of cosmic beauty, but markers on the road to a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are meant to become. The signs we see in the sky aren't meant to scare us, but to nudge us, to remind us that we are more than just our names or our personal stories. We are awareness in motion. These celestial moments serve as invitations to step beyond the limitations we have placed upon ourselves and to tap into a greater sense of being. They are moments when we can pause and recalibrate, remembering that we are connected to something vast, something eternal. In ancient wisdom, Hermes saw these moments as an invitation to look beyond the surface, beyond the labels and boundaries society imposes on us, and to rediscover who we truly are. It's a call to remember that we are not just the roles we play, not just the stories we tell ourselves, but something far greater. We are a spark of divine consciousness in a vast and interconnected universe. This awakening isn't about preparing for an end, but about preparing for a new beginning, one grounded in awareness, truth, and understanding. This is the time to reconnect with the world around us, not in the superficial ways we are often taught to engage, but on a deeper, more profound level. It's an invitation to look at ourselves not just as individuals, but as part of a living, breathing web of existence. It's about recognizing that we are part of a larger story, one that transcends our personal experiences, our fears, and our desires. We are all connected, and as we awaken, we become more attuned to this interconnectedness. In these times of uncertainty and disruption, we are being asked to embrace the turbulence not as something to fear, but as a catalyst for the transformation that is unfolding. We must recognize that growth often comes in waves of discomfort, and that it's in the most challenging moments that we are called to evolve. This awakening isn't about seeking answers, but about embracing the questions, about sitting with the unknown and allowing ourselves to be shaped by it. It's a time to release the need to control everything, to step beyond the boundaries of what we think is possible, and to trust in the wisdom of the process. The universe is not conspiring against us, but is instead guiding us toward a higher understanding, a more profound connection with ourselves and with everything around us. In this process, we are not alone. We are surrounded by the currents of change that are moving through all of us, calling us to rise, to expand, and to transform. And in that transformation, we will find a new way of being, a way that is aligned with truth, with clarity, and with the deep awareness of our place in the cosmos. This is the invitation to awaken, to look beyond the surface of our lives, and to recognize that what we are experiencing is not just a series of events, but a process of evolution. Embrace the discomfort, welcome the disruption, and trust that it is all leading you back to your true self, a self that is not defined by past limitations, but by the boundless potential of the universe itself. Because when we truly see ourselves, when we allow ourselves to look beyond the surface and peel back the layers that we've built up over the years, that's when we begin to unlock a deeper understanding, not just of who we are, but of the world around us. It's as if, for the first time, we can truly see things as they are, with clarity and purpose. It's a moment of awakening, where we realize that we are part of a much larger tapestry, woven together by threads of experiences, lessons, and opportunities that transcend the boundaries of time and space. The universe speaks to us in many ways, through the changing seasons, the cycles of the moon, the subtle whispers of intuition, and even through the challenges and obstacles that we encounter. These signs aren't just random. They are messages meant to guide us, to teach us, and to help us understand our place in this ever-evolving journey. We often get caught up in the hustle of life, distracted by external noise and pressures. But when we stop and listen, truly listen, we realize that there is a quiet but persistent invitation to grow, to evolve, and to transcend. It's as if the universe is asking us to pay attention to the subtle shifts in energy, the signs that are always present but so often overlooked. Hermes, the ancient messenger of the gods, embodies this wisdom. His message is profound yet simple. Transcendence is not just a lofty concept or an abstract philosophy. It's a practical choice we make every single day. It's the choice to rise above the limitations of our current mindset, to challenge the narratives we've been told, and to step beyond the comfort zones that have kept us safe, but stagnant. It's about embracing the unknown with courage and curiosity, understanding that it is in the uncharted territory that our greatest growth occurs. It's the willingness to trust the process, even when the path ahead is unclear, and to surrender to the wisdom that comes from embracing uncertainty. The real question now is, will you rise to the call, or will you let this moment pass by? This is not a time to be passive. This is not a time to wait for the perfect moment or for circumstances to align in just the right way. The universe has already presented the opportunity. Now it's up to you to take the step. This is a time to act, to embrace the challenge, and to move forward with purpose. We all have moments where fear and doubt creep in, where the idea of venturing into the unknown feels overwhelming. But it's in those very moments that our true potential is awakened. When we choose to release fear and step into our truth, we tap into a wellspring of strength, of resilience, and wisdom that can propel us to heights we never thought possible. This call is not just for a select few. It is for anyone who is ready to break free from the chains of their past, from the limiting beliefs that hold them back, and from the fear of failure. It's for those who are willing to embrace their authenticity, even if it means challenging the status quo or going against the grain. The world needs more people who are willing to show up fully, unapologetically, and with an open heart, because it's only when we live in alignment with our truest selves that we can begin to create the change we want to see in the world. If you are still with me, thank you for taking the time to reflect on these words. It's not always easy to take a moment to pause and consider where we are in life and where we're heading, but it is so incredibly important. If this message resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might need to hear it. Maybe there's someone in your life who is standing at a crossroads, uncertain of the next step. Your support, your encouragement, might be the catalyst they need to make the leap. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Your support means the world, and together we can continue this journey of growth and exploration. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, your experiences, and your insights. The conversation doesn't end here. In fact, it's just beginning. I'd love to hear how you've answered the call to rise in your own life, or how you plan to. Until next time, take care, be kind to yourself, and remember that the universe is always speaking. All you need to do is listen.